I met with a prospect recently, and it became pretty clear early on in the call that he's not ready for a marketing company at my caliber, which is totally fine. On these discovery calls, I give out free advice, and essentially on these calls, you can take the advice I'm giving you and run with it and do whatever you want with it, or you can hire us to execute it, which is typically what happens. But in this case, the prospect just isn't in a position where he has the disposable financial, income to invest in marketing. So I was giving him a lot of free advice that he could do that wouldn't cost him money at all. And these are essentially the basics, right? Identify where your audience is, post in the social media, platforms, focus on problem solution content, and really engage with your audience, spark curiosity, and build trust. And that's why humanizing your content is so important. But as I was talking to him about it, he became very discouraged. He's like, I don't really want to do those things because I just don't think that it works. And I said, full stop. It does work. You just have to put in the time and the repetition to do it to see the results. And then I explained to him how I started my business. So I started Digital Sargeant in 2020, in the height of the pandemic, which is the worst time to start a business. And I did the basics of marketing. I had no disposable income, zero. And I was able to build a 7-figure business on the back of 0 ads. And I did this all through organic marketing. And I explained to him, you can do this exact thing that I'm doing and get to a point where you're ready to hire somebody and grow your team. But these people, if they don't know you, if they don't identify, how you're able to help them, you're never going to grow the business. So I said, your customer is likely on Nextdoor, Facebook, Instagram. Create content that solves their problem, grow community, grow trust, and every single waking moment that you have that's extra spare time, you should not be watching TV. You should not be doom scrolling. You should be creating content that resonates with your audience and grow your reputation and your social media content that way, and the leads will come in and they will follow. And I know this works because I've done it not only for my business, but for so many other businesses, time after time after time after time. So that is my advice to anyone who's just kind of in a rut where they want somebody to do their marketing for them. That's actually probably the worst thing that you could do in a startup type phase, is have somebody do your marketing for you. The businesses that succeed and become a legacy and legendary businesses are those startup companies where the founder understands the audience and creates content for them and understands marketing at the very basic entry-level stage, uses that to grow and grow and grow, and then they create a foundational business. And then when it comes time to hire somebody, you already know quickly where your audience is, what works, what doesn't work, so that you can pair that information and that knowledge with the marketing company and really take off. And you know exactly how things work, you know the terminology, you know the lingo, you know the time that it takes to create content and the importance of doing it. It makes things so much easier, so much faster. But the fact of the matter is, the founder, the business owner, has to get into the trenches. They have to do it and they have to figure it out. And those are businesses that succeed over businesses that don't.